All right, it's a new Inspiration Wednesday and a time to start a brand new journal. So it's kind of nerve-wracking to start the first page, but I'm going to do it. I'll twist it up in here. All right, I've got 2 signatures in mine, you can see. And yeah, why is that twisted? Untwist, that's going to bother me. Oh, there we go. That makes me feel better. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and gesso this. And what I had been doing on the other journals, I'm not sure if it works for this, is I've just been opening it up and kind of working as flat as I can. That kind of works. That works. All right, so I'm just going to gesso this. This and the page. I'm making a mess. A good mess. Oh, my brush is kind of dirty. Let's see what color gesso we get. This should be fun. Greenish. I'm going to do the front, the back of this inclusion, and the page, and then we'll go from there. Oh, look, mustard colored gesso. How awesome. I'm thinking I'm going to go with texture today. So I've got my tape out here, my joint tape, and I'm going to tear it into little bits. You can see my page totally not white. I'm just going to kind of tear it on here. I'm not going to put it in strips. And then I'm thinking I might go over it, or maybe put some book text in there with it, and then maybe some heavy gesso. I'm not sure. I'm gonna wing it. All right, now I'm thinking a little gesso, regular gesso. I was gonna go with modeling paste, but that takes really long to dry. And I don't feel like waiting. So I've got my gross, I'll spit on my gross palette pad here. I'm just gonna put some gesso on there. And I think I'm just gonna pick it up with a palette knife and just kind of go in and layer that in there. I've got all kinds of colors sitting on my palette knife too. Fabulous. Now I'm thinking maybe a little tissue, like little patterns from a sewing pattern here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have any ideas, so I think I'm just throwing stuff in here until that idea comes to me. I'm going to use some collage podge. This is nice and thin. Let me get all my stuff. Ooh, I've got a mess. If you could see my room right now, horrible mess, horrible. All right, so where's my clip? I feel very discombobulated. Okay, so here. The pressure's on with a new book, you know. Alright, so who knows what color my brush is, because I don't clean my water. Put that there. Why not? Try to get all the text. Alright, so Pixel's in here for a visit. Hello, Pixel. Want to look up at the camera? Say no, I don't really want to. Hello. Hello. No, he doesn't want to. And he decided that turquoise clearly was the right answer. So I'm going to put a little turquoise on my craft mat over here. I'm not my craft mat, my palette pad. And I'm going to put some gesso. So I'm doing this one-handed, my doggy love in my arm. And I'm just going to kind of paint on here. Thinking a glaze of some quinacridone nickel azo gold on top, just to see what it looks. I have no expectations. I have no idea what this is going to be, but I'm just going to go with color and see what happens. So I'm going to make a little mixture of glaze. Over here I'm going to do some paint, and this is the glazing, acrylic glazing liquid. This is the satin. Just means it's going to be not matte and not really shiny. I'm going to mix that in there, and then I'm going to mix it up with a brush, and then I'm going to just brush it on. Alright, so I've let this sit for about a minute. And I'm going to take a baby wipe and I'm going to wipe it off. And what hopefully happens, if I can get the baby wipe out, clearly, geez, got all of them at one time. Hopefully some of the nickel azo gold will stay and some will not, most will not. So Cross your fingers. Every time I do this, I think it's not going to work, and then it does. Okay, that looks good and grungy, and while that's drying, I'm going to show you my junk book. So I have all this paint over here that didn't get used, and I hate for it to dry up and waste it. And I have one of these Strathmore. This one has brown pages. Some of them have gray pages, and I love these just because the background is different. It's not white, and I just take all that extra schmutz and I just add it to this book, and it's thick and it's awesome. So I'm going to schmutz that on here, but I was going to say I found a page that was empty the other day. So I'm going to take this. This is as beautiful as it's going to get. And schmutz this onto the page. Just get it all in there and see what we get. Beauteous, beauteous. Maybe get that little smushy middle in there. Get some love. There we go. Alright, so that's a smush that I didn't waste that paint. I've got it in there. That goes in my junk book. Alright, so coming back to this. I have no idea. I like that. Like, I'm happy at color. I don't know what goes on top, and it's the first page, so it has to be good, right? Maybe I should just let that dry and work on it, and just to let you know, yes, please get the book dirty. That's good. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, so, you know, rub-ons have kind of made their way in and out, but I don't know if these are even new. I think they're fairly new. They're Tim Holtz's rub-ons, and I'm going to use this numbers. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it, except for just rub one on. Little joke to myself. Okay. So there's 2 in each one, which is kind of awesome because we scrapbookers like to buy things in multiple. Alright, so little popsicle stick. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to take these and start playing with just placement and putting them on there. I significantly junked it up. I used one whole sheet of those rub-ons. I just kind of went everywhere with them. I like it. I, again, don't know what to do from here, but I like that. Yeah, I love the chaos. I like the contrast, the texture, and the color. I'm just not sure where to go from here, so I might be back. Alright, I have all these photos that I collected. Actually, just bought them off eBay, and this one, I have like this whole military set. I don't know where this came from, but I like it, and I think it like kind of looks good there, and I'm thinking, let's just tear it. Like this. And like staple it there. Ooh, maybe that's a good place to put a little brown hole. Do I have a brown hole? Let's see, like maybe something. Do I have that? I don't care about the brown hole right now. Let me get my tiny touch-up. And this past weekend in Texas, I bought these little doo-woppies from Jenny Bolin. There's a whole bunch of them. I think I'm just going to wrap that ticket around, staple that one too. Another little random piece of ephemera I got from Jenny Bolin. It's like this gold arrow. Do I want that in there? I'm kind of thinking I should just do it. Got this Michael's number, this big 3. I really don't know what I'm doing. This feels a bit reminiscent of Collage Monday, where I just throw random stuff onto a page. Because I can. So why don't I? Covering up things. Why 3? I don't know why. Whoops. thinking I tucked this little brown hole in there, but if I stamp the date, that arrow will point to the date. Let's see if I can stamp it straight in there though. All right, so let's move that there. Take the date stamp. Does it go in? Does it go out? All these decisions. All right, so today's June 12th. I hope. And then why don't we see if we can't slip that sucker in there. And it points to June 13th. Maybe I need to trim that down just a little bit more. Alright, so I'm thinking right here, on here, I'm going to pull out the thesaurus page. I know, who has a thesaurus? My mom. And I stole it. And there's the word achieve, and it's accomplish, acquire, attain. I'm just going to cut out that specific line and put it there. Alright, I've got to go around the edges of this with some vintage photo. Something's just not settling right here. So let's see if I can even grungy this up even more. Oh, let's grungy that tag. So you know how I talk about the what if moments? Well, I just kind of had one, and you gotta speak to them. If you're questioning that, then you gotta go for it, right? So as crazy as this might seem, I had this moment where I was like, what if I put a little fluorescent? I know what you're thinking, and even crazier, I want fluorescent pink, magenta, and pink. I know, I really don't know what I want to do, but I just thought, like, okay, it's grungy, it's all Tim Holtzy, that's fabulous, but you know what? I need my pop of color. So let's shake these up, and yeah, I'm just gonna crazy. I don't want to go in too much. Let's throw in like just a random something there. What happens if you do that? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Crazy. This is crazy. I hear you right now saying it's crazy. I'm alright with that too. Say I quite like that. I have to do one more thing. India ink. Black, drippy India ink. I know, I can hear you. Stop. I can't. See, now you should stop at this point, but I'm not going to because I don't really like the way that looks over there. So I have already made, this was already pre-made. It's the fluorescent magenta in a little precision tip bottle, and I'm hoping to cover some of those back up. Alright, so that is it for Inspiration Wednesday. It's another first page in a new book. I really love the way it came out. The pink makes it for me. I needed that pop of color, and that's pop. Love it. Love it. All right, so I'm off to the beach this week, so I'll be teaching at She Scrapbooks in the Villages. Hope to see you there, and then off to Disney with the kiddos. So I may or may not be back next week because of, depending on when we come back. But DJ Pettit is coming next week as well. It's like super exciting things happening. I plan to take tons of pictures. She's kind of like my idol. So, all right, so I'm babbling. So I will see you maybe next week.